What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Head Coach Rossi, the Attacks Gym Street Warrior, Njia Uhuru Kipora. As those of you who follow me know, Njia Uhuru is a Swahili term. It means the way of freedom. And Kipora is the name of the ancient fighting system from the Empire of Congo that was mispronounced famously in 1712 by Rafael Bluto as Capoeira, and first recorded as Capoeira in Rafael Bluto's dictionary in the year 1712. So we have, without a question or without a doubt, the scientific proof that the term Capoeira was not created by the Tupi Guarana or anybody else. It was created by Rafael Bluto in 1712 for his dictionary, period, point blank. Anybody else who tells you differently is not only wrong, they are lying. With the difference being that they know they're not telling you the truth, but they're telling you something that's not true, either for their own personal agenda, or they are repeating the untruthful agenda of their teachers or instructors who lied to them. It's somebody's lie that you're repeating. Okay, also what you want to keep in mind is this. The same system of Kipora was used by the Lamtuna and the Gudala, two Confederate ethnic groups whom you miscall the Moors, to conquer the Iberian Peninsula and Europe. Hey, how you doing? All the way up to the middle part of Europe, including, that means toward the middle part of France or toward the end of France, as well as the entirety of Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is Northeast Africa. So the entirety of their accomplishments, civilizations, fighting systems, languages, written words, from the earliest times to modern times, those are African accomplishments. Yeah, let your mind simmer on that one. Okay, what's this video about? Well, this is in response to a number of questions I was being given by cardio capoeira heads, and it's not their fault. They've been so bamboozled and led astray by the lies that are now the accepted truths and the false his story as opposed to history of cardio capoeira, that it's not their fault. A lot of them, it's not their fault. They've been lied to by their teachers, and their teachers have been lied to by their teachers. So they put a lot of stock in the lies that they've gotten. So I show them the documented truth, and it really blows their minds. Here's the one question you want to ask yourself. Listen, neither Mestre Bimba nor Pastina nor any of their senior contemporaries, because it's very important, you need to understand this, neither Bimba nor Pastina were anywhere near the actual best fighters, of the art, because the best fighters of the art did not live in the cities. They were not forced to be under the sway of the enslaving Portuguese at that point in time. Something very important that you need to understand and grasp. I'm going to repeat this and make it simple for you. Again, the best fighters of Kipora did not live in the cities. They lived outside of the cities, outside of the purview and the power of the Brazilian government to force slavery and all forms of inequalities and inequities upon them, which those same inequalities and inequities wound up killing Mestre Bimba and Pastina as the Brazilian government deliberately forced them into poverty, into poor health and death. And they were abandoned by all of their students too. So all these students who were running around singing about how much they love Bimba and Pastina, they really couldn't have, because they didn't do nothing. They didn't help them when they were dying, and they made money off of them. And they didn't help them when they saw the instructors, these great masters, struggling and falling into ill health and falling into ill finances and everything else. So now you want to ask yourself this other question, this critical issue that I'm asking you now. If neither Bimba nor Pastina had a student that they that they actually elevated to the rank of Mestre, then where did these white Mestres come from? You want to think about that. Check this out. They had white students, but like most students, especially at that time, we're talking the 1930s, 1940s, most people were very, very, very racist and very much against learning anything like Kipora, which is mispronounced as Capoeira in Brazil. And like anybody, even now, who holds a business teaching, they know that most students will stay around for maybe about 2 at maximum 3 belt ranks, and then they're gone. Usually most students enroll and they'll be out of there, out of your class, no matter how good it is, in 6 months or so, tops. So when you're looking at the overwhelming majority of students not being from the white communities, especially then in Brazil, and Brazil being even more racist than the United States is, which is really saying something, you have to ask yourself then, hey, where did these white mestres come from? Who gave them mestre rank? It wasn't Bimba, it wasn't Pastina, it wasn't their seniors who existed in the Capoeira communities in Brazil at that point in time, who themselves were not teaching people outside of the black communities. So where do these other mestres come from? 9 out of 10, the answer would be that they're illegitimate. It's the result of the Brazilian government using politics and their racism to invade Capoeira and force white mestres and white culture and the dominant conservative racist white politics and philosophy into the practice of Capoeira, which they already had incorrectly misnamed Capoeira, and then they forced all the rest of the changes on the art, which results largely in its destruction and turning it into the mockery of Capoeira today, something that none of my ancestors will recognize. They would repudiate to the very depths of their soul everything that cardio capoeira is, and then embrace the hell out of it. My family's in G Uhuru Capoeira because we're the real deal. So think about that. If you have any questions or comments, leave it at the end of this video. Check out my website, man. It's googlesites.com / Attach Gym Street Warrior Capoeira. You get over a little more than 1 million viewers and visitors every month. But you guys don't sign up. We need you to sign up, okay? And share it online with your friends, because if you like it, your friends are likely to like it as well. All right? So keep that in mind. Hit the like button, you know, and hit the bells, the notification bell. What that will do is that it will allow you to be aware of the videos and whatnot as I put them up. And yeah, you know, I ride the bus a lot too, because a lot of times I bump into people on the bus who need the knowledge and need the skills and become my students, much more so than when I'm driving, because when I'm driving I'm all by myself and I can go straight from point A to point B. Alright? So take care of yourselves, alright? Be safe. Asante sana. Amani. Ashe.